Hey guys, it's Snipesy Jonesu, better known as Snipesy. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. So to start off, we're going to be checking out the game Slender, the 8 pages, and after I am done playing this game, I'm actually going to be showing off my sketchbook because Slenderman is something that is quite close to my heart in quite a weird way, since I have actually talked about this being before, and I've actually researched about this character, and I thought what a better time to show this off since it is Halloween, and there is so many awesome things that I have researched and learned about Slenderman. Some a bit creepy, some a bit odd that has sort of freaked me out, but nonetheless I want to talk about it and get the spooky vibes going. Like, we're going to be sat around a campfire talking some spooky ghost stories, but one that is widely known by pop culture, and there is even a Slenderman film that I haven't seen, and there's also the YouTube series that is based off Slenderman, and I can't remember the name of it, but I have not actually watched that either. This is purely based off what I've learned from research and things that I remember from the past and what I have documented on my art book. So please keep in mind that all this info will not be 100% accurate, and this is all fact and theory. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start off by playing Slender, the 8 pages. So let's go ahead and start the game. I gotta say, it's been a really long time since I last played this, so it's gonna take me a bit to try and get back into the gameplay. But this game is made by a guy called Mark J. Hardley, I think that's his name. It's gonna be quite a long one, this game. I don't know if I'll be amazing at it or whatever, but I'm gonna try my best. So if you guys don't already know, you can always go ahead and skip if you want, but I'm going to be talking about the mythos of Slenderman, what I've learned from Slenderman. Oh gosh, the sensitivity is way off. Okay, this is much better. The game's actually quite quiet, but I don't really want it too loud. So basically with Slenderman, he is known as being this creature or being, whatever you'd like to prefer to call it. And the idea behind it is that Slenderman is this creature that supposedly manipulates, tortures, and brainwashes his victims. Most importantly, children, and I think that's pretty much the only victims he takes control of. And I believe children as well are the only people that can see Slenderman as far as I'm aware. So yeah, added creep factor there to the whole mythos of Slenderman. And the whole idea is that he feeds off people's fear. When they first spot the creature, he starts to slowly manipulate and get more control over their mind. So the whole idea is that he takes control of these children, possibly to feed on them. I don't know, maybe it feeds his energy, and that's like his energy source is feeding off children. I think that's the whole idea, where he feeds off children's fears and stuff, and I linked that as well into my artwork as well when I was doing art and design in A-level. And supposedly when someone is being manipulated by Slenderman, they slowly become or start to develop something called Slenderman sickness, or the sickness as it's called. Very much like a typical sickness, but quite an extreme one. You know, you're heaving, throwing up, coughing up blood, quite an extreme case really. And if this becomes very extreme, they slowly become what is known as a proxy. And I think a proxy is someone who has been manipulated by Slenderman to fall under his control, and they basically like serve Slenderman and they help him by collecting more victims, I believe. And they have the signs of the Slenderman sickness at first, but slowly but surely they will be under his control, and I think some of them do actually have a very unfortunate fate. Oh, and there's the first page, leave me alone. And as well, cool little thing for you guys, I have actually recreated the pages from this game. He basically... Okay, I freaked him out. I freaked myself out a little bit there. But the whole idea is that Slenderman is gathering as much victims as possible so he can feed on all of their fear. Which is just lovely, right? Just brainwash entire groups of children. And I noticed as well, there's a lot of signs that have been identified linked with Slenderman, and it's probably linked to the whole YouTube series as well. And I remember I was reading up a lot of like creepypasta stuff and websites and info about Slenderman. And as you can tell, I know very little. But once we dive into my art book, I'll be able to explain more in detail and hopefully some accurate info about Slenderman. But as I was saying before, these proxies, they are known to like look very ill and sort of like almost like they're decaying in a way. So when I actually decided, oh, I'm gonna see if I can recreate a proxy, or what a proxy would look like, I just made sure that I was like as skinny as possible, basically. I'm hearing stuff on it. Where is he? Oh no. No. He's over there somewhere. So yeah, when it starts to get fuzzy, that means Slenderman is nearby. So you need to... oh no. I think I saw him. We got a rem. I swear there's a page there as well. That's so annoying. Ah, here we go. I think there's definitely a page in here. Yes, there's one over here. Here we go. Can't run. Lovely. Do I want to keep on going that way? No, I don't. Okay, we're going that way. Forget that. Oh, and also about Slenderman is that supposedly with his appearance, he can actually manipulate himself so that he can extend his arms, or he can sort of like bend your mind so that you are almost hallucinating in a way, which does make a lot of sense. And he basically just drives his victims mad and does very terrible things to them and possibly eats them. I mean, that would be something if he did feed them, but I don't think he does actually eat them. Maybe he does, I don't know. Well, he's probably going to feed on me, that's not great. And obviously from a lot of, you know, artwork and stuff, he is described as wearing like a black suit, and he has very long extended arms, which he can supposedly stretch out his entire body as well. He's over there somewhere, which I don't like. But there's a page over here, so I'm gonna have to go this way. So this one says, always watches, no eyes. Yes, and that's another thing, he has no eyes, and he's right over there, and I need to run. Otherwise I'm going to die. Oh dear me. Light off. In darkness. And that's another thing, is that the actual environment is supposedly where Slenderman hangs out the most. In the woods, where it's dark. And I think I read this up that Slenderman is most likely to be first spotted by people who are taking photographs somewhere in dark places, and especially in the woods. So yeah, that kind of explains why we're seeing him. I don't know if we've got a camera or not. So when I first researched that and I was taking photographs in the dark for my artwork, I was like, oh no, I'm probably going to be a proxy. So yeah, I was getting the whole fear that I could legitimately be, you know, this could happen to me if I'm not careful. And I legit had that fear. Oh, and that's another thing, Slenderman can teleport, which is great, and turn himself invisible. Not loving that at all. Also, there's pictures online. I think some of them are actually like photoshopped, but you know, who knows, it just could be weird things that cameras have picked up, because that can actually happen. Also, the whole possession of Slenderman taking control of his victims supposedly does get worse and worse and worse and worse, where they see a sighting of Slenderman and it only gets worse from there, and supposedly things like that happen. Oh no. Oh no. I think it's safe to say I'm gonna die. I don't know where he is, but I think I'm gonna die. Yeah, I can't see a thing. Yeah, he's got us. And there he is, there's Slenderman, right there for you. 3 out of 8 pages, not very good, but oh well, I tried my best. But yeah, that is the Slenderman game, so now we are going to be moving on to the final segment of this video. And now I'm going to be showing off my actual art book, and as you can tell straight away, spooky vibes already. And as you can tell right here, I have like a huge dedicated page about the whole research of Slenderman. This is going to be awkward with my microphone, I know that for sure. I did a bunch of research on Slenderman, and I was just really interested in the whole, like, mythos of Slenderman. There's a QR code as well there for some gameplay if people wanted to check it out and they didn't know what Slenderman was. But I was going off what the actual entity was over the actual game. And there's also some more research here, and I basically gathered like a bunch of artwork that I saw online and fan art of all the stuff that was going on. And there was also a bit where I got of photographs of Slenderman that I can also show off as well. And I also wrote up about the origins of Slenderman, and as you can see there's like pictures there, sightings of Slenderman, as you can see like right here, as well as this one at the bottom. And I did a drawing of Slenderman as well from something I saw online, and it looks cool. Oh yeah, and this is one of the actual photographs that I did for my artwork. Believe it or not, that is me. Oh yeah, and I did research on old horror films to get the gothic vibes going with what I wanted to do for my Slenderman work. And again, I did some more research on them. I got a bunch of QR codes, and I really miss doing artwork. It was so fun. But this is where I actually did my own photographs pretending to be Slenderman, as you can see right there. But it's got the whole Slenderman vibe going for it, with like the writing and the images as well that I took. And thanks to one of my friends, she actually helped me take these pictures whilst I was dressed as Slenderman in a black suit and this weird white cast on my face. It looked very odd. And there are some more pictures as well. These are like the smaller versions, and I'll probably put them up on screen as well a bit later on as I go through my work. And it was a bunch of fun to just do some artwork on something I was sort of very intrigued by, especially with the whole mythology of Slenderman, what people were saying about him online. There's more, and there's more as well right here. There's more. And this is the actual proxy part of my work, and this is quite because I actually have photographs on myself that are a bit odd. But these are the pictures, and as you can tell, they are actually me right there. Puppet to Slenderman, marked for death. So I think that was another thing that I forgot to mention, is that I think these marks supposedly appear when someone is slowly starting to become a proxy. So I'm going to read off a tiny bit that I have written down on my art book about these proxies, and it says here, a proxy is known by very few, since they are victims under the manipulation and torture of Slenderman. They may very well and most likely be holding the Slenderman sickness, like I said before, which is known to drive his victims insane, into anxiety, and forces them to be brutally mind manipulated, as well as receiving dreams of the operator, then to later meet their doom with the horrific being itself, being Slenderman. And as well, I have some more weird pictures. They're beautiful, aren't they? Yes, there's something. I'm just literally exposing myself here right now, and I don't think it might have been a good idea. I just loved the whole vibe I was going with on this project, even though I probably could have took it a bit further and I could have actually researched about the whole YouTube series. Here we go. And these are the notes that I recreated. There's one of them, do not look or it takes you. And then always watches no eyes, which is the one that we picked up in the game. And I think this is another one as well, leave me alone. I'm pretty sure we saw that one in the game as well. And then I have can't run. I think we picked that one up as well. And I don't think I could actually find all of them, but I just ran with it. And you may actually recognise some of these as well. Like here's some good examples right here. You may recognise these. And there's also some more, since there's 8 pages in total. Some of them may be a bit off because I wasn't entirely sure if they were the whole pages going on. I probably could have researched better. And I also have here about the note pages that says, they are used as a warning to whoever reads it. It is a vague sign of Slenderman's existence. Okay, so these are the actual pictures that I took for my artwork. As you can tell, some of them are in my art book. And for the actual Slenderman look, I used a white mask sort of thing, like a cast actually. And I can't remember the material that I used, but it was similar to like paper mache. And I basically covered it over my entire head. Yeah, quite interesting, I know. Just someone walking around in a suit and they're wearing this white mask all over the place. And thanks to my friend, we got some really cool pictures, and we also did like a film towards the end. And that is exactly what I'm going to show off right here. So the first part of this is actually the raw footage that I had from the camera thanks to my friend. And I think the actual look of the film turned out great, and I'll show you the final version after this with the sound and whatnot. But the whole look I was going for with this film was to basically replicate the whole Slenderman game. Like, as you can see right here, there is the page that I recreated and used as a prop for the actual film, which is cool. So yeah, the Blair Witch Project is pretty much quaking at this moment. But I think it was so fun just making this film, and there's the final bit of the film. It's basically like a sped up version of the game, because you don't want to be walking around just seeing footage for 10 minutes of someone trying to get a page or trying to get all the pages. And there you can see that is me in the cast being like, hey, how you doing? I'm Slenderman. And then I said to my friend, as soon as you see me, run away. Just run away. And there I am. Hello. And then she's like, oh no, I gotta go. I gotta go, hun, bye. So now I'm going to be showing off the actual film that I did for Slenderman, that I edited and all that. And I used some of the sound effects from the game as well, which was really cool. And it has a sort of grainy look to it, and I was pretty bad with the effects that I did in Sony Vegas Pro. I think I used to edit this, but I think it was decent enough. Like, you can hardly see what that is. But it was fun making it, and I probably would have adjusted the effects a bit more, because the whole thing just looks really grainy. And then the static as well, that went a bit crazy towards the end. I went a bit wild with it, and I probably could have used like one of my pictures that I took for like the end of the film. And I think I had a really low bitrate for that film as well. It should have been a higher bitrate, but oh well. But yeah, that is my artwork that I did for Slenderman, and as well I was able to show you guys the gameplay of Slenderman to keep it in theme with all games that is going on. And I wanted to show something off a little bit different that I haven't done before, and I thought, why not just show off what I've done in the past about Slenderman. And it was cool to go down memory lane a little bit as well, even though some of it does make me a little bit cringe with my quality of trying to replicate Slenderman. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a spooktastic day, and I will see you in the next spooky video of whatever I do next. Until then guys, see ya!